Have you been consistently posting to Instagram, doing hashtags, engaging with your audience, showing up on stories every single day, and you're still not growing your account? Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I'm Amy from Rebel Nutrition, and I help nutritionists and health coaches create profitable online businesses. But don't worry, even if you're not a nutritionist or a health coach, these tips that I'm going to be sharing today are still going to apply to you. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why you actually shouldn't focus on growing your Instagram account in 2020 and what you should be doing instead. Now, first off, I feel like I just have to start by saying that I love Instagram. This is nothing against Instagram. In fact, please come follow me there. I do stories pretty much every single day, and I think it's actually a great platform to promote your services, to share value, and to connect with your audience, if it's working for you. And so that's the key point. If you've been consistent on the platform for a couple years now and what you're doing is working and you're growing and you're seeing really good results, then obviously, keep doing what you're doing. I'm sure you're doing great. I'm sure you're doing great, sweetie. The problem, though, that I see is that I have so many people in my audience who are coming to me and saying, Amy, I've been consistent on Instagram for the past 3 years. I've been showing up every single day. I have good content. My feed looks dope. I'm creating Instagram stories. I'm responding to people's messages. I'm using hashtags. I'm doing everything right, and I'm still not growing. So maybe this is you. I know a lot of these people are saying, I'm still at a couple hundred followers. I'm not growing. You might even be losing followers. And that is so frustrating, right? Especially if you're spending all of this time and effort planning out all this content that's really leading you to nowhere. So that's really who I'm talking to in this video, and I'm going to be sharing 2 of the platforms that I really recommend going forward to start trying, because you guys know, you cannot keep trying the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result, right? We all know that that's the definition of insanity, and I'm sure you might be feeling this way about Instagram, so let's try something new. All right, so the 2 platforms that I really recommend looking into for 2020 if you're not growing on Instagram are YouTube and Pinterest. And I'll explain a little bit more about each of these platforms in a second and the benefits of both of them. But just to give you some quick inspiration really quick around why you might want to stop focusing quite so much on Instagram and start focusing more on YouTube and Pinterest is to quickly look at your website analytics. Now, obviously, this is only going to apply to you if you already have a website, but most of you who are watching this probably have a website up. Maybe you've even done a couple blog posts or you've created content in the past couple years. So go into your website, go into your analytics, and click on social media and see what your top sources of referral traffic are for your website. Now, I'm willing to bet that even if you spend all of your time on Instagram, that Instagram is probably not your main source of referral traffic to your website. So just to give you guys an example of, I'll put a screenshot up here of my own website. And YouTube and Pinterest are above and beyond the main referrals from social media to my website, even though I was, up until recently, spending more time on Instagram. So that's what I want you to kind of look at, because if you are spending the most time on Instagram right now and you're getting really minimal results in terms of new traffic that you're reaching, but then let's say from Pinterest, you're getting all of this referral traffic and you don't even ever do anything on Pinterest, just imagine if you actually had a strategy on that platform, how much quicker you would grow for less effort. And that's what we're all about here at Rebel Nutrition, right? Working smarter and not necessarily harder. And YouTube and Pinterest are both also really interesting platforms if you're somebody who's trying to build your email list, which is something that I highly recommend if you have any business or you're trying to sell or promote anything online. You should definitely be working on growing your email list. But something that I recently had somebody on Instagram reach out to me and say was look, I created this amazing free resource to grow my email list, but I only have 200 followers on Instagram right now. So if I'm just promoting my freebie to my 200 followers, how am I ever supposed to get, people outside of my current Instagram following to join my email list? It kind of is a dead end. So that's kind of how I want to break this down and compare the differences between YouTube and Pinterest versus Instagram. So when you look at Instagram, and maybe I'll make a little graphic to kind of illustrate this for you guys a little bit better. But on Instagram, if you create a piece of content, so let's say you create an Instagram post with the most epic caption, right? That piece of content is only going to be pushed out to not even all of your followers, only some of your followers based on the algorithm, right? Now, of course, it's possible to like get on the popular page or have somebody find you organically through hashtags, but let's be honest, that doesn't happen very frequently, right? So Instagram, in that sense, is like pretty much a dead end. Whereas something like YouTube is a lot more expansive in terms of the amount of people that you can reach organically. So same thing, YouTube, let's say you make a piece of content, you make a video, it's then pushed out to your subscribers. But in addition to those subscribers, you also have the ability to reach tons more people because of the fact that YouTube is a search engine. So your video could potentially come up in the search results from Google. You could also just show up in the search results of YouTube since YouTube is a search engine. You could also come up on the browse feature of YouTube. And another cool feature that YouTube has that I really love is that if somebody is watching a video of a similar topic to yours, YouTube will then suggest your video, not necessarily yours, but it'll suggest other videos like it to that person. So it kind of knows like, okay, this person likes these types of videos. We're gonna suggest these other types of videos to this person, even if they don't already follow you. So it's a really, really great way to potentially reach a lot of people, especially if you title your video well. So if you make videos about things that people are searching for, which is how I got the idea for this video, hey. So I think especially for people that are just starting out and trying to grow their Instagram account and they only have a couple followers, it can kind of feel like a dead end if you're trying to promote your products or your services to them. Whereas with YouTube, even if you don't have a lot of subscribers to start with, there's still this huge opportunity to reach a larger amount of people in a really expansive way. And so I think that's kind of why I'm talking about the benefits of these other platforms over Instagram, even though everybody's just still obsessed with growing on Instagram. All right, so now let's talk a little bit more about the benefits of YouTube and Pinterest. So like I mentioned already, they are both search engines. So places like Facebook and Instagram, for example, don't have the same function. Yes, you can search for things on there, but it's not the same type of search engine. If you want an example of what I'm talking about, literally just go to any of these platforms and see how easy it is to search for what you're looking for and get like really targeted results on YouTube and Pinterest versus Facebook and Instagram. And a quick note that I will make about Pinterest for you guys too is that Pinterest itself really needs to be used in conjunction with another platform. Pinterest itself is more of like a distribution platform if you want to think of it that way. So for example, if you don't have a blog, you don't have a podcast, you don't have a YouTube channel yet, and you just want to get on Pinterest and start like pinning other people's stuff, that's fun, but that's not really going to help your business. So you really want to look at Pinterest as like a distribution platform to get your content in front of new eyes. So Pinterest is a really good option if, let's say, you're a blogger and right now you're not getting very much blog traffic. Getting on Pinterest and utilizing that platform to distribute and get in front of new eyes and hopefully have people pinning your images and all of that kind of stuff is a really, really good option. Whereas YouTube, on the other hand, YouTube is kind of like all in one. It's a search engine, it's a distribution platform, and it's a social media platform all in one because you're really building a community. People can comment and share your stuff. So honestly, if I had to choose between the two, I would go with YouTube, but that's also just because I really prefer video as my medium rather than writing. Now again, YouTube and Pinterest are both much better options to reach new people if you are starting from scratch than Instagram is. But I also want you to keep in mind that you still don't own either of these platforms. So even if you do decide this video maybe inspires you to start a YouTube channel, that's amazing. Let me know in the comments. But you still don't own that platform either. So you really want to use any social media platform that you're on as what I would call like the top of the funnel. So what I mean by this, if you are new to like online business verbiage, is that the top of your funnel is basically where your audience is coming from. And then you are funneling them to your email list. Your email list is so, so important. I talked about this before, but your email list is really the vehicle to making sales. So if you're interested in growing your email list and more tips and tricks on how to do that, I will link to my free masterclass on building an email list below. But it is through this funnel, so top of funnel YouTube to your email list, then that's where the sales happen and you can get people into your paid courses, your coaching, get them, buying your products, whatever it is that you're selling or making a business out of online. Because most likely, the end result, the bottom of your funnel, the thing that you are selling, the way that your business is sustaining itself, and i.e. making money, that's the reason why you're, providing value on social media and trying to grow on social media in the first place, right? So that's why it's so important to have all of these other steps in place, but also have a really expansive way of getting your content in front of more people. I feel like I'm just talking with my hands in this video so much. Clearly, I'm Italian. And then the good news is, you guys, is that I'm not saying, like this whole time, I'm not saying like get off Instagram and never go back. The good thing is when you do create, let's say, content on YouTube, it can then really be pretty easily repurposed for Instagram if you want it to be. So what I mean by that is if you're already making a YouTube video, you can easily repurpose that into an IGTV, or you can easily take, like the top 3 things that you talked about in that video and turn it into an Instagram post. It's such an easy way to make the content on these more expansive platforms first, and then take the little bits and pieces that stand out the most and turn them into Instagram content. If you try and go the other way around, it's a lot more difficult. Again, the whole point of me sharing this for you guys is that I want to remind you that it's possible to work smarter and not harder. And I do not want you spending any more time. If you are somebody who's been like hustling and planning out your Instagram content for years and you're still stuck at like 150 followers, and you're not growing, then it's time to at least start dipping your toe in the water of other things and seeing what does work for you and focusing on the things that are working. Because I don't want you wasting any more time on things that are not providing results for your business. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the red subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell too. There's a little bell next to that subscribe button so that you get notified every time I make a new video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.